So in this video, I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about one of my favorite Tombow pens. It's called the Tombow Zoom 2000. It was sold as a rollerball like this one and also a ballpoint. It's pretty hard to find, but I don't think it was a very popular pen at the time. I think it was mostly sold from the early 2000s to maybe 2015 or so. I don't know how many of them were sold, but they're pretty hard to find now, and prices could be all over the place. You have a lot of people that don't know exactly what it is, and they're not looking for too much, or a lot of people that have understood it to be a very cool and very good-looking Tombow pen. I think it's one of the pens that have aged extremely well, and they're looking for just an astronomical price on it. Anyway, so this is clearly the rollerball. It's Tombow's Zoom line, which we've talked about a number of times on this channel. They use the short liquid rollerball refill that's pretty fun to write with, but has a proprietary size, so it's a little bit of an annoyance. The Zoom 2000 is an all-metal pen. I would say it's characterized by these sort of arrows here. Maybe that's an arrow, maybe it's some sort of indentation. I don't know exactly. Maybe it's a pyramid. I don't know how I would describe that shape, but it's machined into the aluminum body of the pen. And the pen is all brushed aluminum, quite nice. Not too heavy, but I would say, like, man, it's just super classy looking for my take. It has a metal front piece here, which is pretty standard of the entire Tombow Zoom lineup. They use like a contoured metal front piece like that, and it's definitely one of their characteristic components within the Zoom line. All of the Zooms use a front piece that's, to my eye, too short, and it's a bug, but I think to Tombow they say it's a feature because the little black piece sticks out, and that's how you know this has a black refill in it. If this was a blue pen or red pen refill, rather, it would be blue or red sticking out. This piece has that sort of, I guess, that design has the added bonus, if you're Tombow, of making this piece shorter. The aperture here is wider, as you might expect from that angle. So not any refill can go in there. It's hard to find a refill that'll fit this because the Tombow, this little black plastic piece, is too wide relative to a standard rollerball refill. So you're really stuck with the Tombow refills. Anyway, full metal, really nice arrow pieces there. And it just tapers up in that nice brushed aluminum to this point. There's a little bit of a separation here. It doesn't unscrew. It looks like it should, but it doesn't. And it doesn't do anything. That's just a seam there for whatever reason. It's probably just epoxied down. This pen does open up. You have to turn it. Where is it open? There it is. You turn it here. This piece comes off. We see that Tombow liquid rollerball refill. It's pretty short. You can see right here, it's definitely wider than normal. And between the width of this front piece and the shortness of the refill, you can't get a Pilot G2 or a Zebra Sarasa or similar rollerball refill in here, even though that would be really nice. I don't have a serious problem with the Tombow refills, but it's just annoying that this is one refill pen that you can't put a different option in there. And there's no spring here. It's an exact fit, so this metal piece is designed to work with this refill. And I don't think there's a spring back here either. Yeah, there's a little bit of a spring, but you can't see it. It's kind of hidden within the body. So it's really well made, but it's not very friendly to flipping to a different refill. So you tighten this thing down, and this locks in place. You're good to go. Very short clip. It's pretty interesting. That has this kind of stubby little clip and this tiny little cap. It's, I don't know, it's like, it looks strange when you're holding the cap, but once you put it on the pen, I don't know, for me that's a very elegant looking pen. I don't think the clip needs to be longer, but when you pull it off, it just looks strange. It's just really short. You could post it, and it posts well. I keep thinking it's not going to post well because it's so tapered, and again, it's just metal on metal, but it actually does hold well. So you can post it, And the pen's not usually uncomfortable when it's posted. It just looks ridiculous. It's just like, it doesn't look like it should be there. It looks like it's going to fall off. So this is not a pen I would ever post. You probably get wear lines here because this is aluminum, which is relatively soft. And it's, I believe, steel on the inside. So you will definitely get some lines here. But anyway, it's a great looking pen when you're holding it. It has a long sort of tapered stylus type shape, which I think is really elegant. So I keep it like that. This is not a screw-on top. It's a push-on top. It's held up really well over the years. Maybe mine's in better condition than most, but it goes on and off really well, and it has no wiggle whatsoever and no noise. The pen is completely solid. So I don't know if these things have aged really well or if I just got one that was in good condition or what, but this pen is held up really well, and I think most of the ones I've seen online are in pretty good shape. I think the ballpoint one is a little bit harder to find than the rollerball, but they're both quite cool. And I think it's only sold in the silver. I haven't seen them for sale in any other colors. The pen is 5.5 inches long, so it's definitely on the long side. Let's see what we have here to compare it against. Here's kind of a standard Uniball Signo gel stick, right about the same length, but this one's metal and it's thicker, so it appears to be a bigger pen. Pulling off the caps, we can see now this one's a little bit shorter than normal, but it has that long tapered look, which gives it a little bit of elegance or thinness or whatever. Just quite cool. Obviously it rolls on the table a little bit, but it does have a clip here, so no problem there. So this is the Tombow Zoom 2000. I don't know if it was sold in or around the year 2000 or what. I think it went on sale after that, and the name is just incidental, but I haven't been able to find too much good history on it. I found this pen to be very comfortable. You could hold it back a little bit, it still writes well. You could hold it more up here, and it's great. I never feel like I want to hold it here. It's really comfortable right here. So basically you have a nice sweet spot of this pen from here to here where it's comfortable and it writes well. You have no problems and nothing pushing you to here. So the fact that there's a nice or a good size step up here, it doesn't matter. My fingers are quite happy here. This refill has a little bit of a squeak to it, which I haven't found happens too much with these Tombow pens or refills, but easy enough to replace these refills in there. You could find them on Amazon and other places, or any Japanese pen store has it. So out of the entire Zoom lineup, I would say the Zoom 2000 is probably the coolest looking of them, and for me, the most collectible, but they're hard to find, and I think it's just the rollerball and the ballpoint. Haven't been able to find any evidence of a pencil or a fountain pen, but I've been kind of looking around and seeing what's out there. The history of these is not very well documented. A couple weeks ago, we did a look at this pen. This is kind of the 2020 model Tombow rollerball. This is called the Tombow, the Ying, I believe, Y-I-N-G. This was a screw top, but also in that Tombow Zoom kind of design series. Tombow has always had these sort of really high design, cool looking metal pens, all selling, between somewhere between $20 and $120, depending on how fancy it is, with this Ying being on the high side, the Zoom 2000 being on the high side, and then, like the Zoom 505, this kind of really classic one being a good deal at $20. Anyway, they're just like really nicely designed metal roller balls and fountain pens and mechanical pencils. So if you want something new, you have the Ying, but I really do like this Zoom 2000. I think it's really cool, and unfortunately, it's really hard to find. But if you're watching the video, keep an eye out. You will probably have a chance to grab one at some point or another. Made in Japan from Tombow. There's that same logo they always use. Yeah, not too much else to say. I think just a really cool pen and one of my favorites that I've been able to pick up in the past couple of years. So thought everyone out there would appreciate it. Thanks for watching.